Struggling to figure out what to write your scholarship essay about? Or if you're a parent watching this, is your student stumped on what they can write about and you want to help them get unstuck? If so, you guys are not alone. Choosing the right topic can be all the difference between a memorable essay and one that just gets thrown in the trash. In this video, I'm going to show you and your student exactly how to pick the best scholarship essay topic. That way your student's application can shine and, most importantly, win that scholarship money. Now make sure you hit subscribe because every week I have a new strategy to help your family work towards that debt-free degree. Hey there, my name is Jocelyn Pearson, founder of the Scholarship System, where we redefine paying for college to help families build strong financial futures rather than ones buried in student loan debt. Now, scholarships are our bread and butter. In fact, our families have secured over $15 million to date, and we are not slowing down. So picking the scholarship topic to write about is a huge piece of the Scholarship System online program that we have. If you want to learn more about that, you can find the link in the description. But we have helped thousands of families do this, and we've done it for ourselves, right? So I secured 6 figures myself as well. So I want to talk about how we can discover this topic and also give some examples as we go. Let's begin. So the first tip when it comes to choosing a strong essay topic is to avoid cliche topics. I recently released a video about topics to avoid, which you can find the link here as well as in the description, which, by the way, any free resources I mentioned will be down below. But many students fall prey to submitting kind of an overused topic or one that is a little generic. Maybe it's overcoming a sports injury and just saying that they did hard work to recover, or going on a mission trip and just seeing the poverty and really appreciating their life. While these stories can be impactful, we want to go a little bit deeper and find something more meaningful. So for this one, instead of writing about something generic, we want to find a personal twist that makes it a unique experience. For example, we could talk about a sports injury, but how did that transform us? How did your student change and become a better person? How did they evolve because of it? And how will that help them succeed in college and beyond? With the mission trip example, maybe we can find one specific example on the mission trip that really transformed us, that really touched us. I know it can be really intimidating trying to pick a topic, but just know the more personalized, the more personal, the deeper, the better. The second tip is to help your student choose a topic that shows who they are. So again, the best essays have that personality aspect to it. In fact, some of them can even be fun and creative and a little witty. These are not like research papers. They can definitely have character, but a student speaking to their personality, their values, what makes them them helps. So for this, it's helpful to think about an experience that helped shape a student, not just an achievement, but an actual meaningful experience. For example, maybe a student grew up in a household with multiple languages, and so being bilingual, they can say it made them adaptable. But instead of just saying that, why don't we show it with a story? What's a personal example of where it came to use, or where that skill set, that transformation because of being around 2 languages actually helped them? Another example could be leadership. Maybe a time where a student stepped out of the crowd and helped a fellow student that was struggling. It doesn't always have to be, say, a leadership role, but still an experience that really left an impact. The third suggestion when choosing topics is trying to find a way to connect to the scholarship's mission. This is a little trick that we teach in the Scholarship System, which, by the way, if you want to learn more about our online program or just learn tips on where to find these legitimate scholarships that we can even use these tips on, then make sure you check out my free webinar where I cover my 6 steps to securing scholarships. You can go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free webinar, or you can click here and you can go ahead and register. It's about an hour long. We will also link to all of that in the description. So again, one of the topics we talk about is relating to the scholarship committee's mission. So maybe they support first generation students, or maybe they're passionate about STEM. If the student is passionate about similar topics, this is something that we can incorporate in our essay and really align with a committee member. An example could be a scholarship that's related to healthcare workers, and maybe the student wants to pursue that path themselves as well. So speaking to how they understand the importance of this organization because this is something that they want to do. Also sharing maybe a personal experience that inspired them, like maybe the importance of bedside manner because they were in the hospital and witnessed a doctor and how they related to the patient and calmed their nerves. All right, the next suggestion is to make it personal, but not necessarily a sob story. So this is a fine line to walk on because if a student has been through traumatic experiences or heartbreaking experiences, it's valid to share those. So I don't want you to think that your student can't, but we also want to come out of it, right? We want to benefit from it somehow or learn from it or grow from it if we can. Personal stories make for great emotional connections. Emotional connections are more memorable. So a committee member reading an essay about this, if it's done well, it could stand out. So again, if writing about hardships, we want to focus on how we grew from the experience, not just describing the struggle. Maybe, for example, our family experienced financial struggles. What did the student do with that? How did they come out of it? What did they learn? Were they creative and resourceful? Did they start a side hustle, create a business? Did they get a part-time job? Maybe an essay is about a hard loss, someone that passed away. Yes, we can touch on the grief, but how can we focus on the change that experience brought out of us? Maybe it gave us a new perspective of life or strengthened our empathy for others. Maybe it inspired a career path. All right, the next suggestion when choosing a topic is to tell a story. As you can see here, most of my examples have some kind of story to them. And the reason is that is more memorable. A committee member will always remember story over just a characteristic. We want actual examples. So vague general statements really don't make an impression, like I'm a great leader. Well, what does that mean? Give me an example. Show me. Don't tell me. Use vivid descriptions, dialogue, personal reflections throughout the story. So for example, instead of saying I volunteered at a shelter, it could be as I handed Maria her first warm her first warm meal in days, she smiled and whispered, "Thank you so much." And that moment showed me what kind of impact I was capable of. Right? That is, and then they're going to think, oh, she must have been, or he must have been volunteering in a soup kitchen or something like that. And we can say that, but after we've painted that story. Or I've always been interested in technology versus I'll never forget the first time I printed something with a 3D printer. So again, that's a story. My last suggestion is to pick a topic that we're passionate about. So this is where it's always easier to write about something that we care about. So if your student is bored with the topic, which sometimes the topics just aren't fun, right? But if we can pick a story about ourselves that is more interesting, then that'll make it a lot easier to write. And it'll just have an energy behind it that isn't there if we don't care about the topic. So have your student choose something that excites them. That'll make it more interesting and less boring. And also if they care about it, they probably will be able to pull out some kind of personal experience or story that they can refer to in the essay. So then that encompasses a lot of the previous tips that I covered. Now, comment below, where is your student getting stuck with writing essays? Or if you're a student, where are you getting stuck with it? Let us know in the comments below, and maybe we can even make a break-off video about the specific struggles that you guys are facing, but at the very least, we can respond to them. And I do have a whole playlist on essay writing tips, so you can check us out at the Scholarship System on YouTube. So just to recap, choosing that right topic, choosing that right story, pinpointing it is such an important step. That's why in the Scholarship System, we have tons of videos specifically focused around writing the essay. And the beautiful thing is, once we find a good topic, once we really fine tune this, we can often reuse it time and time again. And so it is worth the effort up front. Now, again, don't forget to hit subscribe because I have a new strategy for you guys every single week. And check out that free webinar where I cover where to find these legitimate scholarships that do require the essays. You can go to thescholarshipsystem.com/free webinar for that, or you can go to the link in the description and click there to register. All right, I'll see you in the next video.